Welcome back guys to another video by Mr. Project. In today's video we're going to be taking these doors off the VL, and I tell you what, I've gone ahead, I've taken 2 doors off. Don't underestimate this job, it is a real pain. I've managed to get them off. I'm going to show you how I did it, and make sure you've got a spare 5 hours. No, I'm just joking, but it does take a little while and a lot of patience. So let's go and have a look at what I've done and I'll show you how I did it. Managed to get both the doors off. Now, this is one of those jobs where you think it's going to be pretty easy, but it ends up being not easy at all. Because it was my first time removing doors off a VL, I've never done it before, it actually took a fair amount of time, and I was a bit of a rookie, and I did make some mistakes on the front door, which I probably won't repeat on the other side. I'll make things a little bit easier. Now, I'm going to explain what I did and why it was such a pain to get off. So, on the rear door, it's nice and easy. You can get access to the pins, no dramas at all. This door actually took me a matter of a couple of minutes and I had this door off. This door was painful. Let's just say it took a couple of hours of smashing and swearing and carrying on. And this is the whole reason why I've taken these off, so I know how to do it on the other side. Now, when you are removing these pins, they are full of copper grease. So what you want to do is you want to absolutely soak. When I say soak, I mean you want to penetrate as much as you can in these. Ideally, you'd want to let them soak for a couple of days prior to even trying to attempt to remove the doors. Because it was my first time, I just jumped in, put my door removal tool, took the top pin out, and guess what? All the weight of the door was hanging on the bottom pin, which just made it absolutely so hard to get off, but in the end I eventually got it off. On the other side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the bottom pin first. I'm going to turn this car around and I'm going to show you how it's all going to happen. Now we've got the car turned around, I'm going to go and grab some tools. I'm going to show you, I'm going to start with the rear door because it's nice and easy, and then we're going to move on to the front, and I'm going to show you why this is such a pain to do. For anyone that hasn't done it, hopefully you're going to learn something from this video and learn from my mistakes. So we'll start from the rear door. Let's go and do it. So what we're going to need for this little job, it's not a little job, it's actually a real pain. We're just going to grab a flathead screwdriver. We're going to walk over to the car. Inside the door here, on top of the pins, there is this little cap just here. So we're going to remove these caps out of here. That one's half hanging out. Remove these, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. Once you have removed those little caps, all you got to do is get your screwdriver in there, give them a little pop them out. So I've removed all of those caps. Now we're going to go and get our spray and give these a nice big spray, which is probably what I should have done a couple of days prior to doing this, but it should work. Let's spray them up. You can get the old trusty WD-40. Wasn't really doing the job, so I went and got this Penetrate Fast Release special stuff, and hopefully this will do the job. Look, I know it's going to work because I've done the other two. Let's give her a spray. We're going to get pretty messy. Probably should get a rag, but I'm going to clean this up after. So you just want to get in there, give them a nice spray. And when I say spray, I mean absolutely load it up, because these are painful to get out. Make sure there's no copper grease. I found that more in the front doors there was a lot of copper grease. In the rear doors there wasn't so much. Like, I was having trouble trying to get my pin down in between this, but on the rear it seems okay. Give them a nice big spray and we'll leave that for a few minutes and we'll go and talk about the tool. This is our door pin extractor tool, whatever you want to call it. We've got 3 different sizes, so really small pin, which is not what we need for this job. Another smaller size which didn't really work. You can see I've used all of these. This is the one that we want to use. It's a little bit bent, but it will do the job. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to unscrew that end, slide this through our pin, and I'll show you how to get the door off. What you want to do is you want to get your pin You want the small nutsert thing on the bottom, and you want to put it straight down through that hole. If it doesn't want to go, just give it a little tap. Spray the grease off it, get rid of it. A little bit more spray in there. And then we'll get our little nutset. Screw this on the bottom. Now with that threaded all the way on, so there's lots of thread coming out. You get your tool, you sit it here, give it a tap. So you want to absolutely soak this hinge because it doesn't really want to come out. Let it sit for a little bit and we'll try again. Oop. There it is, there's the pin, and that's just number one. Got another one to go, and then another two in the front of the car. So one thing I forgot to mention, this will only go in one way. So on the top one, obviously you can't take the pins out from going up. So the top pin, you have to pull it out going down, and the bottom one has to be coming up, if that makes sense. Now this one's got a little bit of grease in there, you can see it. So I want to clean that off the threads, otherwise it's going to make your life a bit hard. So we're just going to lube it up a bit more, because you can never have enough lube. So this one's a lot easier, because we can just hit it down, so hopefully this one should come out pretty easy. Just like that. That one wasn't too hard at all. There's the pin. One thing I forgot to mention, which I should have done a little bit earlier, is you've got this little check strap here. So what you want to do is you want to knock this pin out from the bottom upwards, which I'm going to do that now. And then that'll allow us to take the door off. All right, now once we have the check strap removed, we can now pop off the door. Just like that. Sit it aside. Start on the front. Got the pin in, no worries at all. I didn't even have to actually bash down in here. I don't know why the camera's not focusing, but on the last door I had to hit down in here and make it so it would go in nice and easy, but on this side for some reason it's going in nice and easy. Didn't even have to hit nothing, so that's really good news. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak it up a bit more, because I'm telling you, when you do this job yourself, you can never have enough spray. So we'll let these soak for a little bit longer, and then we'll come back and tackle this job again. Try and get this off, but we'll start with the bottom pin this time. So I've just had a couple of hits of this, and it's managed to start to come out. So I feel like I'm doing it a way better way than I did the first time. So let's see if we can get the rest of the way out. Just like that. Nice and easy, out she came. All that brown stuff is that copper grease and probably a little bit of rust, because these are probably about 30 years old. On to the next one. Right, we're now going to work on the top pin, and we're going to knock this out. I had to move the camera, otherwise I wouldn't be able to film it, but we should be able to do this pretty easy. And off she comes. Doors are off. Got the foreman over here, she's done a good job helping me. There you have it, guys. That's how you remove some doors off a VL. And I tell you what, doing it that second way that I did it is a lot easier than the first way. I'm glad that I sort of figured it out, and that's why I'm here, to make your life a little bit easier, and hopefully you learn something from this video. So the way I'm going to do this build is I'm going to do it a little bit differently to the last one I did. I'm going to sort of do step-by-step videos and show you exactly what I'm doing and how I'm going to do it. So now you've seen me remove the doors. I'm probably going to strip the rest of these doors in this video, and then in my next video I'm going to prep them, get them ready for paint, explain everything along the way, and get them painted up, and then I'm going to move on to the doors, strip the doors down and paint them and fix a few things that I can already see wrong with them. And then I'm going to get them back onto the car and so forth and so on. So that is basically how it's going to roll from here on out. Let's get back into it and remove the rest of this stuff off the door jambs and get them ready for paint. Stripped off the pinch mould and the door scuff panels, whatever you want to call them, so they have been removed. So now this is basically ready to go. As far as I'm going to go, you could probably do more if you really wanted to. But in the next video, I'm probably going to sand all of these up, and we'll get them ready for paint. So I'm going to continue on with the other side, but at the moment it's decided to start raining. So I'm going to have to bring the other car in before I continue on with it. Guys, that's pretty much going to wrap this video up due to the rain. Sort of ruined exactly what I was doing, but I managed to get it done. I got it done off camera. But you already seen me do one side, so it's basically the same on the other side. Anyway, thanks very much for tuning in and watching another video. And next video will be me prepping and painting the door jambs, and then we'll move on from there. But if you're going to stick around for the whole series, good on you. Thank you very much, and catch you on the next one.